Yo, what's going on YouTube? And in today's video, we're going to be talking about blue yellow ace. So, first off, I'd like to talk about the leader skill and like what he does. So, blue yellow ace's ability is attached to Don, and you can activate main. Look at the top five cards of your deck, and then put a cost 5 on the top of your deck. Then at the end of your turn, you have to send all of the face-up life cards you have to the trash. So eventually, at the end of your turn, you get rid of all your face-up. But with the release of OP08, this leader got a really big boost in cards and things to help it function a little bit better. So you can use leader ability a lot more effectively, and it just works. Um, this is an incomplete version, but I am going to explain to you guys like the cards that are missing. You go ahead put it out there as you will. But I just thought I'd show everybody this list. But first off, you're running 4 of the 3 brothers bonds. You're running this, and you're mostly using this to find your baby brothers. You can use these to get your big 5 costs if you need the 5 costs, or you want to set up a particular setup for your top deck. Then you can get one of your 5 costs. But like as I said before, you're mostly using these to search your baby brothers. Mm. It is supposed to be 4 of the Searcher Garb. You are supposed to be running 4 Searcher Garb. Again, you're using him for mostly gathering your baby brothers. You can use him to get the you can use him to get again larger brothers, but you mostly want to grab these to get the babies. A card that came out in OP08, and we're gonna go a little bit out of order here because I just kind of want to explain the deck as I'm going and like why you run these cards, as I throw them out there. So anyway, Thank You for Loving Me came out in OP08, and it's a card that's really good in blue yellow ace. Its ability is active main. If your leader is Wiper type, then you can look at the top 3 cards of your deck and take 1 Wiper card and add it, 1 Wiper card or 1 Monkey D. Luffy and add it to your hand. Then you can place the rest of those cards at the top or the bottom of your life. It's really cool because again, this means that you are able to set up for leader. So if you do see any 5 costs in the top with a search, you can leave those on top so that you're more likely to get your leader ability off. Also control your top deck so that you can say get your leader ability. I am going to bump this up to 4. Again, I just don't have all the cards, but this is the 4 of, in my opinion, because again, it helps you find every single card that comes after these that I'm about to show you guys. But you're using these pretty much to just search for majority of your deck. So after that, we have the core. In my opinion, these are the core cards of the deck, and again, you run both of these at 4, but I only have 2. But you're running 4 of the blue ace blocker and 4 of the yellow ace rusher. These cards are the like bread and butter of this deck, and they are really what make this deck function really good. It's no coincidence there's one blue, one is yellow. They really work good for defending you. This is pretty much the Sabo of the deck, if you will, because his on play ability is to draw you 2 cards and then place 2 cards at the top or bottom of your life. I mean, the top or bottom of your deck. Again, this is really cool for making sure that you have leader ability consistently every single turn, because if you do have adult aces in your hand, you do have baby aces in your hand, then you can pretty much set up to make it to where your leader ability is going to be live that next upcoming turn, because you can always set it as the next card, not the card that you draw, but the card after. So that when you use leader ability, you know that there's a cost 5 on the top of your very top of your deck, so you always have it able to use. And like I said, if the cards are in your hand, then you don't really have to worry about searching them, because this draws you to it opens up your opportunity for seeing more of the cost 5 that you want to put in the top of your life. And if you already have cost 5 in your hand, then you can already put those to the top of your life. This is why I said that you want to use most of these to search babies. Keep in mind, this does not search baby ace. That's the only unfortunate part about this. You do rely on these 2 aces, and it doesn't get you the main ace that you need, which is the baby. But that's why you run these other ones in 4, because they do search you the baby aces, and that's why I say you want to use most of these to grab baby aces. Is what I should have more so said, is that like these are primary get you the baby aces. These won't get you those, and these will. So you want to use those to mostly pick up those, or whatever card you need in tandem with the situation that you're in. And speaking of all of those are the only ace you run. You just run 4 copies of each of those aces. You don't really need to run any other type of ace. The other ace isn't that good in the deck, honestly. The other 5 costs that came out, because you're not running a really big Whitebeard package, so you really don't want to run that one because it doesn't do anything for the deck aside from just being an ace. Um, it really does absolutely nothing in this deck, actually. For Baby Ace, again, this is like the card that you want to be searching from your smaller cards, and because you have such a decent draw engine in the in the Ace blocker, and in the other card that I'm going to show you that came on OP08, but those are mostly the aces that you run and the ones that you're trying to put on top of life. Next, for the Whitebeard side of things, again, this is searchable with the Thank You for Loving Me card, and this also came on OP08, is the Nimu. I don't know if I'm saying the name right, but essentially it acts as the 5 cost blocker by allowing you to set up life as well, by allowing you to draw 2 cards and take 2 cards from your hand and put them on top of life. Again, if you have any 5 costs in your hand, you can put those to the top of life, or if you don't have any 5 costs in hand, you can put those to the bottom of life, increasing the chances of you seeing something off of top life by making sure that you don't see cards that you don't want to see. So it again allows you that versatile by being like the 3 cost Dofi of the deck, if you want to look at him like that, by allowing you to set up your life, and he's in archetype. So if you want to look at him like that, that's what he is. Drawing 2, so he really just kind of sort of like doesn't, it's kind of sort of like a Nami in the drawing department, as to where it doesn't actually net you any kind of hand advantage. It just allows your leader ability to be more consistent, and that's why you run him. He's also a blocker, so that you can always use him to protect most of your units or your life if you need to. And most of the time that you're playing this leader, you're going to be using your babies. You don't want to be using multiple babies per turn, because you're going to run out of gas pretty fast if your leader is a 5k base. So you really just want to be using like a baby a turn. Even if you have an opportunity to use multiple babies, if you're not going for like a game ending swing, then just use a baby a turn, because it's just going to be enough to keep your leader consistently at 7. Missing 2 of these, but you want to play 4 and 4 on the Luffy's. Again, you just want to play these for consistency pieces. They're really good to see. You really kind of sort of want to play this leader at like 3 to 2 life, because you want to really get your aces and your Luffy's live, and the sooner you can do that, the better. So like these also draw you cards. Again, this deck also has a lot of draw power to it too. So it's actually got a lot of consistency to it, because you have a lot of cards that allow you to see other cards. You've got these which allow you to draw 2. These allow you to search. These allow you to search. These allow you to search. And the 5 cost allows you also to draw 2 and manipulate. So you're gonna run through the deck pretty consistently, pretty fast, because you have all these cards that say draw 1. Both of your Luffy's are, all 4 of your Luffy's that you're going to play, they all say draw 1. These say draw 1. So, and they all benefit from being at like a lower life. All of your cards benefit from being you at like 2 life. So the ideal sweet spot for this deck to be at is at 2 life, and then start defending heavily from there. But yeah, you want to play 4 of those and 4 of the baby Luffy. So you've got like a 4 and 8 4 split between the all the brothers that you play. So you play 4 of these, 4 of these, 4 of these. This combo just again allow you more consistency. And again, this is a heavy hitter, so whenever you aren't swinging or you don't have a rush ace and you have the life you can afford, then you can just use the ability to gain a life and then trash that life to boost him. And then you have an AK swing, and then if you have baby that you can't play for this turn, then you have a high swing. Then you're always going to be swinging with 7 for lead. We're always going to be swinging 7 with leader most of the time anyway, because you're always going to be attaching 2 Don. So just if you can't get him to 9, then it's just a higher swing. But your opponent's always going to have to deal with a 7k leader swing most of the time. But that is the entire core that you can run and play off of these cards, because all these cards, like I said, all of these are searchable by these cards, and most of these cards help you out for adjusting your top end too. Like this is really good for helping you adjust your top end, which is why I say I want to go but up to 4 when playing that. But to continue, I have 3 Gravity Blade in here, but I actually think I might take that down by 1 and switch that out for a Red Rock, just because I think it'll have a little bit more use to it, a little bit more versatility. I also want to play Pudding in here, but you won't see that because I don't have any. I have puttings. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I'm just too lazy to try and find them. I've shifted through my cards, and I don't want to shift through them again. But I will eventually to complete the deck. I still got to buy these cards anyway. There's also the Ivanov. You want to play this at, I say like 2 to 3. And the reason why you say you want to play this Ivanov blocker at 2 to 3 is not only is it a blocker, but it is also going to allow you to on 5 down turn. If you have any 5 cost brothers in your hand, if you have any kind of setup of the brothers in your hand, then on turn down, on 5 down turn, and even better so if you have a rush ace. This maneuver is pretty cool because if your opponent swung at you on their 3 down turn, I'm sorry, if your opponent swung at you on their 4 down turn, which is their first turn to swing at you, and you took that life, then you'd be at 3 life. And if you did have a rush ace in this scenario, so if you just want to see the visual, then we can give you the visual. So if you did have all 3 of these in your hand on 5 down turn, then you can go Ivanov, take the life to place him at top of life, and then play this to play him out. You now have a 7K leader, a 7K swing, a body that your opponent has to deal with, and a leader that's higher than what your opponent can deal with, which is again really cool for a turn down or a 5 down turn. Because if you are going first, another thing about this deck is that it's not very good with playing before it has 5 down, so you essentially have to wait till your 5 down turn before you can start playing the game. But multiples of these just to help with, again, consistency and make it so that if you have the cards in your hand, you can use them more in your hand as opposed to waiting for your leader ability. For Hiyori, because it's really good with the leader ability and trying to set up whenever you have babies. And I don't know if I want to go up in flump haze, only because I'm just very unsure about the flump plays. Like, okay, the flump plays are good. Don't get me wrong. It is a 2K. You know what I mean? It is very nice. There are very, very niche situations where I find myself using the flump play to add a card, but it is good to have as an option, and it does help for making it so that you're not just losing a card out of your life for nothing, that you actually can just gain the card to just gain hand advantage. It's the only card in the deck that allows you to gain hand advantage and allows you to just use your ability to just get a card to hand. Even if you are setting up and you know that you just placed a card to the top of your deck, it is really nice to be able to drop a flop play to just add that to hand and then draw an additional card. So yeah, four probably be a good idea. I just had this on-screen realization, but you know, that's what we're here for. But 4/4 on these, probably really good because, you know, like I just explained. The deck is actually pretty solid. I like it a lot. I'm still tinkering around with it, but that's my ratios on it. That's my ideas on it. It's really fun to play this deck. It's really cool. It's a lot more consistent now. Like, it's a lot more consistent now because you have, I say, these aforementioned cards. Like, these really helped with the consistency, and these really helped with the consistency. Like, a tremendous amount. Having these in the deck now make it to where, like, pretty much every turn you can just keep setting up your leader ability. You just keep on going into a leader ability, and as long as you have a baby, then you just keep on having a 7K lead and just continuously, like, going into your opponent. And because, like I said, you do play a lot of draw / search power, because, like I say, you are going to be running more of these, you are going to be running more of these, and these are like your primary targets. So just like Red Black Luffy is usually looking for Sabos, you're usually looking for these just to help you, like, just keep digging, just keep going into their deck, keep setting yourself up, and you just keep playing these lines. And like I say, this is why you play these alternative cards, because these cards here is why I say you play these Ivanov and you play these, because these are the cards that make it to where when you don't have any kind of setup and it's just in your hand, then you can just go from hand instead of having to wait for leader ability. So like I say, it's very roundabout, very, like, high skill. This is definitely one of those decks that takes a kind of sort of a bit of thinking and high skill piloting to be able to use, because you have to think about, like, setting up cards on top of your deck and stuff. And these are just like my filler cards. These cards aren't actually in the deck. They're just like the cards I have to place fill for until I get the ones that I want to play in the deck. But that is the Ace deck, and thank you for watching.